Hey guys, it's Mystic BJD, and today I'm just going to explain where I am in my story and what I know so far about my characters. So, the first thing is that the witches aren't born witches, they're chosen, and they're chosen when they're 18, so it's either you are or aren't a witch. And it's a very select number, nobody even knows about this choosing process because nobody knows about witches. And basically, once you're chosen as a witch, your family no longer remembers you, and in some cases, they die. And that's just because if anyone were to find out, it would not be good for the coven, and it wouldn't be good for witches in general. So nobody can know about them being witches, and the family's just no longer needed in their journey because the only family, I guess, that they really have is the coven, or at least that's what it's supposed to be. Um, and Cheyenne, who is actually off for a face up with Denali Wind, is obviously 18, and she got into a university for art because she's very into art, and then she discovers that she's a witch, and it's really upsetting for her because her life was really coming together. She had everything that she wanted or could want, and she had an amazing family and group of friends, and now none of them remember her. It's almost like she never existed in the human world. And the witches do, like, they are hidden in plain sight. They're among people because on the outside they look like people. Augusta, she never has her antlers out when she is outside. She only has them inside. Um, but back to Cheyenne, she's really upset and she discovers that she can read minds and she can also levitate, and they're amazing powers and she can do a lot with it, but really she just wanted to do art and she wanted a career in that and she just wanted to start a family and be with a family, and now none of that is happening. And she has to devote her life to being a witch, which really none of them want, but it's just how it is. And with Augusta, she's a little more developed already, and basically what happens is that she had a really bad childhood. I'm still not sure what happens to her. She didn't have the best family, so when she became a witch and found out about the whole family thing, it wasn't a huge deal to her. Um, Obviously, that she could shapeshift, that was. Um, I mean, no one can do that, so why could she? And I think that it has to do with her wishing that she could be someone else or somewhere else with a different family growing up. So now she can shapeshift and she can be anything she wants. However, she does have a bad problem with drinking and drugs, and it definitely doesn't help the situation for her. And that's where her companion, which is going to be Adalzone Yvonne, comes in. And he's not really an enabler, but it doesn't help having him in the situation just because he does a lot of drinking too. Not so much drugs in the beginning, but mainly drinking. And it's just not good for either of them, and they don't really need each other. But Augusta has this charisma and personality that, like, when you're with her, you want to be friends with her. And even if you know that it's really bad and you shouldn't, you just want to and you almost have to. You need her. And she kind of leads him on in a way because the doll zone is very interested in her and he's like in love with her and everything, but she's not, just because she's not in love with herself. She has a lot of insecurities and she kind of hides that through her personality, and she acts like something she's not, and the girls in the coven don't like that either, and she's not super trusted. They have to trust her because she's part of the coven, but they don't want to all of the time. And she really leads him on, and it takes a toll on him. And I don't know how their relationship's gonna work out yet, and I think that it'll work itself out once I have him. And I'm actually saving for him now, and I hope to order him either the end of this year or the beginning of next year. And yeah, so that's kind of their story. And dolls that I have planned in the future, I definitely want a minifee Rhea, I think, and maybe a Unoa doll. I don't have characters for them yet, but I do want more members of the coven, and it's gonna be a kind of small coven, maybe 7, like 6 to 7 dolls total, 6 to 7 characters. And I think since it's so selective, the number has to be really selective too. Not everyone becomes a witch. And also, I think that something's gonna go wrong with spells and stuff, and they're gonna get stuck. They're gonna get stuck in their current age, and they can't grow up. And it sounds kind of cheesy, but really it has an effect on them. Because, think about it, they can never leave the coven now. They can't really make that many friends, because when they do, they're gonna have to, it would have to be a really short-term relationship, because as their friends grow up, they don't. It's weird. They have to constantly move, and I don't think they do. I think they really just stay inside of the house and work it out, and they just wait for time to go by and then make new friends. And I don't know how this will affect Augusta's, I guess, companion, but I think really what he's gonna want is to stay at the same age with her, because he's not ready to let go of Augusta. And yeah, that's really what I know so far about my characters and my story. And as more comes to me, I'll tell you more. And yeah, but those are like the major things that you guys need to know right now. So I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.